The American Public Works Association is helping public works professionals do the very best work for their communities. And one way to do that is to get accredited by the APWA. To discuss how cities across the country are doing that, I'm joined by evaluator Dwayne Kalynchuk and Jay Goldie, Deputy City Manager and Director of Public Works in the recently accredited Cherry Hills Village, Colorado. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Good morning.
So, Jay, I want to start with you and talk about why Get Accredited? What started this process for your city?
I think what started the process for us is we were familiar with accreditation because our police department was accredited. So I had been attending PWX for a number of years and learned about the accreditation process. And so the reason we wanted to do it was for improvement, making sure all of our policies, procedures, everything that we did in public works met that national standard. And so we started the process, and it took us a while, but we wanted to improve our operations.
So, Dwayne, why does APWA offer the accreditation?
Well, it's a service to public works departments throughout North America. Really, the reason to do it, as Jay has said, is really what it does is it defines your policies and procedures. It provides you get credibility with your elected officials and your public by doing it. It also provides a continuous improvement program because being reaccredited, you'll start building that into your process.
All right, now we've piqued people's interest and they think, I want to do this. Tell us what the process was like.
Well, you start the process with a self-evaluation. So PWX has the operations manual for accreditation, and you go through that and it outlines everything in your operation. And it is not a one-size-fits-all. There are chapters that certain cities, counties, special districts don't use. So if you don't do beaches, you don't have to do that. So it's not telling you how to do your operations. It is a guideline as to here's what your operation should look like. How do you meet that?
And you're also doing the regular day-to-day work at the same time.
Yep.
So how challenging is that and how much time does it take?
It just depends on how committed you are, how much staff time you have. The average municipality, county will take about 18 months. It can take longer, it can be shorter, but it's work that's above and beyond your day-to-day that, everybody's really busy in public works. And so it's just a time commitment and committing to doing those improvements.
But it sounds like you really think it was worth it.
It was really worth it. As we've talked about, I think it brings a legitimacy to your operations, especially for us in a small city. Sometimes it's tougher, and so we wanted to make sure that we could tell our constituents, our elected officials, hey, our operations are meeting these national standards, and people from the outside have come in, evaluated that, and so we've met those standards. It's not just us saying we're meeting those standards.
So as they're working, where do you fit into this process?
Well, as an evaluator, we do show up on site. We may first help with peer review, why they're going through the process, provide suggestions, and then we show up usually for 3 days. It's fairly intense. But one thing I want to emphasize, as an evaluator, our job is to get you accredited. Whether it's on site or you have another 45-day period, usually our job is to get you there, provide suggestions, and get you through the finish line.
What are you looking for in a city? What are some of the biggest suggestions that you typically make?
Well, I think it's experience of evaluators of how things are done, and there may be improvements that they've seen, or we may take away improvements and help other municipalities as we go through the process.
How do you think it's improved your city?
I think it has really streamlined our operations. We use the process to take all of the accreditation information, the policies, the practices, the operations, and put together an operating manual. So anybody that comes in new can grab that manual, and they know why we're doing what we're doing. They can answer questions. A constituent has a question, we can go right to the manual and say, here's our policy or practice, and here's why we're doing it this way.
Sounds like the work up front helps to decrease the work later on because everything's
It does.
all laid out.
Everything's laid out. We get consistency when we're answering questions. It doesn't matter who's getting answered the questions, whether it's someone out in the field or in the office, everybody has the same answer and the same information.
All right, perhaps the most important question, how do other people get started with this?
Well, if you're here at PWX, there's a number of different forums you can attend during the 3 days. Just check the app, the information's there. Or later, just talk to APWA staff. They have a team that's in charge of accreditation, and they're a really valuable resource. So just give them a call, and they'll help you through it.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank
Thanks.
you.